Hello everybody and welcome back to Simon Says. This is Simon Flowell on the Juxcraft server. And today I am going to retrieve some stuff from a little mining expedition I did between episodes. Because, you know, I figured that you guys wouldn't really want to see that sort of thing because it's mining. Oh my god, what have they done? My mouth is just wide open. But then again, it has sort of been a week. Actually, it's been 9 days since the server started, so you know what? Whatever. So, today... Well, yeah, I sort of just said, you know, I'm doing a mining... I'm going back to a mining expedition, rather. So, hopefully once we get out of town, it'll be a little less laggy. The frame rate will be less bad, anyway, so yeah, before I started recording, I took the time to write down a couple of things that I wanted to mention. So, you know, I'm gonna get started straight on that. And most of it's to do with work, because from this month I've been working for about half a year. 12 months, not 12 months. 12 months is a year. Yeah, I've been working for 6 months. Wow. It might not sound that exciting for you guys, but like for me, it's like even just starting work in the first place was something that at least my dad used to think I just wouldn't be able to get work, or that I wasn't capable of working. And so he, you know, whenever I talked to him about it, it was like, well, maybe you should go, you know, he would say, you know, maybe you should go for the disability support pension. That way you don't have to work and you get to make a lot of money from it. But you know, I didn't end up doing that, and I just sort of kept at it. Not because I didn't want to prove him well. Honestly, at that point, you know, this was like late 2013, late last year. At that point, I was sort of wondering if maybe he was right, because I wasn't really fitting in the education system, and I wasn't sometimes I was a little bit of a one-track mind. That was pretty close, by the way. I shouldn't have done that. But instead of working, I used to spend a lot of my time in the education system, you know, doing TAFE and stuff like that, and that didn't really end up working well for me. I did certificate 2, 3, and 4 in IT, and I only completed the Cert 2. I'm trying to figure out how to word this, because I've only got 3 lines on my document here, just telling me what I want to talk about. I think the opinion, not exactly my opinion, but one that I was sort of made to go along with at first, is that, you know, as long as I stay in the education system, I'm at least getting benefits, you know, I'm at least getting paid something, whereas I might it might be a long time before I ever get hired, like if I would actually go looking for work, just because there's not much work actually available, or if there is, they're looking for people who are qualified or people who think they're qualified. So, so it was a while, but it took until I think I'm probably straying to the left a little bit too much. It took until halfway through last year, and last year I was doing distance education sort of stuff off campus. It was called Open Universities Australia, and it was basically you subscribe to them, and you sign up for a course through a university that they sort of handle. And I was going to get my education through that, doing programming and that sort of thing. But it surprisingly enough, like I sort of like, as much as I liked I love programming sometimes, but it was that was sort of the time where I figured out that it's like, I don't think I want to do programming as my profession. And I think, I sort of disappointed Dad when I told him about that. Well, when I sort of told him about that, because it was like, I spent my whole life sort of being obsessed with computers, and I still am. But the past few years of my education were like basically setting me up for support and that sort of thing. And I hate helping people with computers, because it's a nightmare sometimes. And so like in the end, like I kind of figured out that maybe I'm not really going to be able to learn too much more from the education system, because it's basically all in theory and not a whole lot of practical use. So I started looking for work, and I got signed up as a job seeker, and got appointed to a job search assistance group. And it took some time, and but the people there, they helped me out with okay. The people there, they helped me out with their they helped me out with getting the right clothes, the right skills. And from them I basically started to start to get respectable, although it would still be a while before I actually got work. But I decided I wasn't going to give up looking for work, because I felt like that was something that I needed to do, and B, that it was worth doing. But that took, let's see, I was basically, not really doing a whole lot of anything except, applying for jobs and that sort of thing for 4 to 5 months. And I was just sort of, even after that long, you kind of start to get worried that, that you're not really going to be able to get anything, because nobody's really looking. But it's that sort of changed when, I got a call for first off, the job search people that I hooked up with, they also helped me to let's see, where do I want to go? Because I need to find the little base of mine. Well, yeah. First they, they rang me up and said, we're looking to there's a Hungry Jack's that is looking for people. Do you mind if we put you forward for it? And I decided, okay, that's, it'll be helpful. It's definitely, it's something, like, it's work. I don't have to worry about not having any work. So I said yes, and then I think it was the day after. I hope I'm going the right way. It was the day after. They rang, and they rang again and said they would like you to come in for a job interview on such and such day. And hearing that, like, I was properly excited, and it might only be a fast food restaurant to some people, but I was still, like, really happy to get that opportunity and to have, yeah. So, of course I said yes, and so, yeah, but it took a while to get the actual get the actual job interview set up, just because things were busy and it was summer and there were 30-40 degree days. But eventually it happened, and I went into the Hungry Jack's with my contact at the job search place, and we saw the manager, the owner of the Hungry Jack's there, and we talked to him, and he basically said, I want to give you a shot. Just we'll get in contact with you on when we can fit you into the roster. And I was really excited, like, and so yeah, so I was really excited to hear about that, and it looks like I'm gonna have to hang around for a little while. But so I waited, and I think around a month went by. This was the month that of 30-40 degree weather. It was, like, seriously, it was horrible, and you probably would have heard me worry about it on Twitter and stuff. But yeah, but eventually, they called me up, said, we'd like you to come in and work the broilers on this day. I think it was Tuesday and Wednesday. And I'm going to take off my pedal for a little while because my arm itches. Yeah, so it took, so, I started doing the broilers, they taught me how to do it, and, it went well. Well, at the time I thought it was going well, but, but, like, something wasn't right for them, I guess, because they were having concerns that I wasn't really fast enough to work the broilers, and I think they talked about this to my JSA, and she was sort of in the loop with everything, which I was really glad for. But so they gave me a trial, and I think they were like I guess I fit in like personality wise, although most of the time I was pretty serious because I was working and wanted to prove myself. But it came. There was a time where I was under the impression that I was going to be not laid off because I was still on probation, but they were not going to have me work any longer for them. I had expressed that to my contact, and we sort of tried to work something out between the three of us, and eventually the owner of the Hungry Jacks and the managers decided, why not try me on cleaning, like helping out with washing up various bits of equipment in the back of the restaurant, and then mopping and sweeping and cleaning up the restrooms and the dining rooms in the front. And so I learned that, and they had me do that for a week, and I guess I went really well, because right now I'm doing, like, I've got a 4-day roster at the moment. I'm nearly part-time, which is and in doing so, it's like I've sort of shown my dad, who I've said before was originally unsure that I could do much in the way of work. We got a good story for the Axis people, who noticed a dramatic change in me compared to when I started off with them to the present day. And it's paying me like a decent wage. I would say almost like I hear things about like the minimum wage in the US being something like $7 or $8 or something, somewhere in that range. And I'm getting paid $22 plus. And that's my first job. That's cleaning. That was even like the broiler stuff when I was being trialed on that. And like, it's really a decent wage, especially now that I have more than 2 days to work. Like I'm actually getting paid, like, I would say $800, $900 a fortnight. And the scary thing about that to me is that some people will earn a lot less. Like, I was still earning around that when I had benefits, because I still had a certain amount of benefits when I was when I didn't have as many days. But some people just weren't able to, like, just don't earn like even like $500 a fortnight, and that's scary, guys. Like, holy shit. But it worked out, I think, for me. There are certainly more things that could be done, but like, I'm sort of happy where I am at the moment, especially for my first job. Like I am, like, the work environment feels very casual. Like, okay, I think this is something different I mean, something that's also different compared to other places in the world. But the job in like the work environment in Australia is a lot less formal. Like I hear things about people having to like not really being able to talk to anyone above their rank, that sort of thing. But like on an average day for me, and maybe this is just because I'm a cleaner, but I think I've sort of experienced this with a lot of people. Like we're all sort of on an equal level. Even the managers to a point, even though they handle the cash registers and things like that at the end of the day. Now, we're all talking to each other. Like I even talk to the owner still, quite regularly actually. Still talk to the owner. Still talk to everybody. Still, I like. It's a lot less formal in that like where it sort of feels like for me we're hanging around, hanging out and cracking jokes. Oh. Hanging around and cracking jokes, and like even while we're just even while we're cleaning up or putting things in the broiler or when I'm mopping and I'm calling out to people over the registers. And it sounds a bit silly, but like that's the sort of environment that I like. And through doing that, I'm learning practical skills that I can take with me to other work. It's less sit here and do this, or sit here and learn theoretically how to do this. It's like I'm always getting hands-on experience, and things like that. It's something that makes me I'm actually really glad that I got out of the education system. I mean, I'm always going to be learning. That there's no way around that. But it's this is a style of learning that I can get behind. Actually, my JSA has said to me before, I could have all the degrees in the world and stuff like that, but that's like there comes a point where I'm where I have all that, but I don't really have I still don't have the experience, and that's the thing. Like I'm glad that I sort of decided to get out there and sort of jump in head first, because like I wasn't even looking for a cleaning job. I was looking for anything. And it's crazy just how well that actually worked out for me, and I can take that experience to my next job. So yeah, like I certainly prefer work to school, although I still do. That said, I do training with a particular place, and I went through vocational stuff with them, which honestly was a bit boring, but the people that turned up there was a lot of fun, and that was like, I guess that was sort of education, but it felt a lot less formal, and it was a lot more relaxed, and it kind of feels the same with the course that I'm doing at the moment, like at the same time as work. Well, not at the same time. I mean, like every Wednesday morning, like 9 to 4 or something, I spent the day at this training place, and I'm learning new things about cleaning, how to clean particular things, and generally, and yeah, it's not just about that. It's more relaxed. We play music sometimes, and like, that's the sort of environment that I like. I mean, well, I sort of still like work a little bit more, but I don't like. I feel like that place kind of has it right when it comes to learning. Like, it's not just sitting in a chair, learning about how you might do the X thing, but it's more along the lines of, it's more practical. Hang on. Oh, okay, I must have come around the other way. So, yeah, I'm certainly, glad to have it, and to have this experience already. Yeah, I'm just really glad that I've managed to get stuff done. Actually, you know what? Like, we've got the chests here in my inventory. Let's put the next lot down, because I really need the space. So yeah, that's sort of my story for today, and it was sort of a long one, so I apologize if you guys sort of weren't interested. But I felt like it was a story worth telling. Alright, well, I'm going to finish, putting bringing my stuff back. But for now, I want to say thank you very much to everybody who watched today, and sorry that it was kind of a bit just about me, but that's just how it goes sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, so that's about it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. And sorry about having that the F3 screen open. See you guys next time.